So this video is for university final year projects. So maybe you are doing BScIT, or if you're doing engineering or computer engineering, so this is for you. Now, whenever we talk about final year projects, you have lots of concerns. First of all, this is your first final year project. Of course, if you are not repeating the year, so you are doing this for the first time, right? And we have lots of questions, right? So we'll be dealing with lots of questions, of at least 5 to 6 questions in this video. So the first video we'll talk about is why we do this project. Now, why we are doing this project? When you talk about any course, maybe BScIT, maybe engineering, so in all these courses, or maybe BCA, in all these courses, what we have is, we have lots of subjects, so approximately we'll be dealing with 30 subjects, and then at the end, they want to test, can we make a software? Because of course, after completing your graduation, you will be called as IT professional programmer, so of course, you should know how to make a software. So they give you a task, which you have to create a project, and then you have to submit. Now, creating a project is not just programming. When you talk about creating a project, you have to follow those you have to follow some software engineering model, software development model, which is SDLC, which is software development life cycle. So if you follow waterfall, you have to follow 7 steps. If you follow iterative, you have to do repetitive tasks. So it's not just programming, it's all about taking the requirements, analyzing the requirements, then creating design, and then making that or implementing things. Then you have to test, you have to deploy, you have lots of steps, right? It's not just typing, okay? It's all these steps. So they want to check your skills of making a software. So that was the first question. The second question is, what topics you have to select, or what are the expectations? The first expectation you have is, you need a good marks. Of course, when you have a project for 200 marks or 400 marks, you require a good project, right? So there will be lots of expectation from your side. So you have to build a big project. So when you say big, what is big? Do you think WhatsApp is big? Of course not, right? It's a small application. But it's not just what the application does, it's the overall features it provides. So when you talk about WhatsApp, it provides the communication between two people, it provides communication between one to many, it provides communication between, if you have a number of a person, you can contact him directly. So it's a very big application, not for the size, as per the requirements. You can do multiple tasks using WhatsApp. Next, which topic you have to select? What type of topic you have to select? So I will suggest, don't go for any management projects, okay? To be specific, don't go for management projects, because it was year 2002, I guess, when in India we have this course BScIT or engineering, computer engineering. So if you talk about that course, initially when no one was knowing about IT, and then these people, the students at that time, they were making this management softwares. It was new. Everyone was happy making those softwares. In fact, your college teachers now, they are those year pass outs. So they know how to make a management software. So they have already created that software. And then we are going for the same generation. So every year, everyone wants to create a management software. But when I say management software, I'm talking about lab management software, attendance management software, or what we manage. Maybe books management software. So we don't create all this software. Create something very new, something very different, which is not there in the market. Now, this is weird. When you say something which is not there in the market, what is that something? When you go to Play Store, and then in your real life, you feel, this is the app I want. This is not there in the Play Store. Why don't you create that app? Example, I need an app which will track down my, what I want. Maybe I want a software which will record this screen, but from not my laptop, from a different laptop. So something in this way. One of my trainee, they are working on a project, so they are making some software. I want to record their screen from my machine, something in that way. There might be some app, but maybe I don't know which app is that. So if you can create that app for me, I will be very happy. So there will be something which you want. Make that app. That will be your final year project. Make sure it is something big to show to that external examiner. Okay, so it should be something big. Next, which technology to choose? It's all depend upon which topic you select. So let's say you want to make a website, you want to make an Android app, you want to make an iOS app. So of course for iOS you will not use Java. For iOS you will not use PHP. So it's all depend upon which technology, what is your topic. So if you want to, let's say you want to create a app for iPhone. So let's say you want to create your own messaging app for iPhone. So yeah, of course you have to select Swift or Objective-C. You don't have another choice. Again, you can use, I guess the name was, you can use C# with for iPhone. I guess it is Xamarin, some sort of IDE you have to use. But otherwise you cannot use Java in iOS, or you cannot use maybe PHP in iOS. So you have to be very specific. So if you are making a iOS application, so your technology is fixed, you have to work with Swift or Objective-C, or what do you have, Xamarin. But if you're working on Android applications, so for the Android, so let's say you want to make an app for Android Play Store. So in that way, you have to use either Java, or we can use, I guess we can also use jQuery. You can create not a native application, but if there is a website already present, you can create a mobile app for that using jQuery. I guess we use PhoneGap or Cordova something. Maybe there are some apps using which you can do that. But if you want to create a native application specifically for Android, so you can use Java. You can use Java and XML, so which is combined from Android. So if you're making an Android application, of course you have to choose Android. Next, if you want to make a website, now there are lots of people, they say to create a website you have to use PHP, we can use Ruby, we can use Java, which is best. It's all depend upon the type of website you want to build. So let's say you want to build a banking application, so of course you have to use some secure platform. If you want to create a social networking website, so you need a stability. If you want to create a normal website for a client where you have the specific requirements, you can use PHP. Okay, of course PHP is simple. Everyone knows PHP. You will get lots of help from your college because all your professors will be knowing PHP. Problem starts when you want to create something very stable, because PHP is not that stable when you compare it with Ruby and Java. So let's say you want to make something very stable. So at that time you can use Ruby. Of course, if you know about Twitter, so Twitter uses Ruby, right? So you can make a website using Ruby. Advantage will be, the first advantage, you will know a new technology. There will be lots of vacancies after your graduation for Ruby. So that will be advantage of using Ruby. But you want to create a stable application and secure application, you can go for Java. But there are lots of drawbacks with Java also. First drawback, there is a big learning curve. You have to learn lots of technology to work with Java. There's something called as PHP. You want to build something, go to Google, search for that something, you will get exact code for PHP. Same goes for Ruby, same goes for Java. But to implement the same thing in Java is very difficult. So you should know all the stacks before implementing it in Java. But there are advantages also. Advantages, maximum websites, in fact Google, all these websites, they work on Java. I'm not talking about the front end of the website, I'm talking about the enterprise layer. So if you talk about different layers, so if you talk about the enterprise level of all these websites, they're working on Java. In fact, Twitter was initially built on Ruby, but now the Twitter backend works on Java. So for future, you can make a project in Java. Okay, so that is which technology to choose. Second, should we make it live? So let's say you're making an Android app. So maybe you're making this for your learning, maybe you're making this for a client, or you want to earn from this. So if you're making it for yourself, or you're making it for a client, or making it to learn something, what you can do is create an Android app and make sure you deploy that app on Play Store. Okay, because there is no use of just making an app and not using it, right? You'll be getting a different level of confidence when you host something on Play Store. You can say I have an app in Play Store. So let's say when you're going for interview after your graduation, so they will ask, why we should hire you. You can simply say go to Play Store and watch see all these apps. I'm just don't take it seriously. Don't show that attitude to your interviewer. But when you host those apps on your Play Store, you will get that confidence. If you're making an iOS app, you have to host it to Apple App Store. The problem is when you host it on Google Play Store, you have to pay around $25. Yeah, $25. On Apple, it is approximately $99. So yeah, so you have to pay. Next, if you are making a website, now if you are making a website in PHP, you will be getting the free hosting service. There are lots of websites which will provide free hosting. If we talk about Ruby, we don't have much free hosting service for Ruby, so you have to buy servers. Same goes for Java. But let's say you want to host it for free. So now there are lots of good free services. And when I say free services, for small application they are free. Okay, if you're creating something very big, it's not free. For enterprise level application, no service is for free. But for educational purpose, if you're creating a small application, small website, you can go for free service. And these free services are provided by big companies. So you have Google. So Google have their own cloud service where you can host your website, which is App Engine. In fact, Red Hat, they have their own cloud service, which is OpenShift. Or we have Amazon, which is AWS. So you can select any of this. I guess for Amazon, you're getting 1 year for free. After that, you have to pay for the pay per use. For App Engine, I don't think you have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay for extra services. But for OpenShift, you'll be getting 3 gears for free. Now, if you don't know what is gears, it's simple. MySQL is 1 gear. Tomcat is 1 gear. If you are using testing tools, that 1 gear. So in total, you'll be getting 3 gears for free. Okay, so there's no worry for that. Because for small application, what you need, you require Tomcat, you require MySQL, all those things. Yeah, so you can host your website on OpenShift for free, right? And make sure when you make a project, you host it. Because if you don't host your websites, when you have external examiner in your college for the inspection, for the checking out of your project, they will check your project because they have they have some factors in their mind. If it is something very innovative, plus 10. If it is built on a good technology, plus 10. If you host it, if it is live, it will make a different impact on their mind. So you will get some extra marks. Okay, so you make sure you host it. Now, how to host on Android Play Store? It's very simple. Create account on Play Store. There will be some steps. They will show you the steps. Deploy it. For iOS, no idea. I have never hosted an app on iOS, so you can just go to some video tutorials on YouTube and check how to host on iOS. But for websites, you can host a Ruby website, PHP website, and Java website for free on OpenShift. So I'll be making videos on that also, how to host a website on OpenShift in the further tutorials. So yeah, that's it. That's how you have to build your final year project. So thanks for watching and make sure you subscribe the channel.